Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today we are going to do a tour of the cut flower garden space, and I haven't showed you guys much of this space since I planted it. So let's go ahead. We're going to start from the very front here and work our way up the hill. So I am not liking this space as much as I did last year. Last year I felt like it was just incredible. I had zinnias everywhere. I had a lot of the same plants here in the front, but what I don't enjoy right now are these Camellia balsam plants. I planted them in the wrong spot. I didn't realize that they would get this tall, and they did, and they are blocking out the view back there. I also am not happy with the snapdragons and how I should have planted them closer to the front because they are much shorter than everything else. So those are two immediate call outs, but let's start not with our grievances. Let's just start with the beauty, and we can go on this front row. So right here we have our begonias that we started from seed together, and they go all the way down. They're looking amazing. I just got my drip irrigation running, and it is running up to this area, so hopefully things will start to boom a little bit more out here than they already have, and it'll be nice to not have to come out here and water or set up the sprinkler, which is what I've been doing. So right here we have a celosia that I grew from seed, and let's see if I can find a little bloom. I know there was one down here somewhere. And teeny weeny little bloom here. So hopefully this big plant will give us a bloom that we can actually see and not have to dig for. But I started pretty much all of this garden from seed. There are some plants that I purchased and put in here, and we'll talk about those too as we go through. So we've got this caladium here, which is beautiful. There is a tiny quick fire hydrangea from Proven Winners. This guy has struggled because the drip irrigation hasn't been on, so he's been struggling. We've got some Dusty Miller grown from seed there. Lavender. My goal last year was to have lavender going all the way up this way, and not all of the plants survived. So I've got 3 going up, which is super nice, and I'm happy to have them. I would have loved to have the whole hedge going up that walkway, but maybe next year. We've got more caladiums. This caladium and this caladium all came out of the same package of bulbs. I apologize, my voice is hoarse. It's like it's gradually getting worse as I keep talking, but we're gonna keep going. Here's one of the coluses we started from seed. It needs to be pruned. Typically I don't let them bloom, but because I've been doing other stuff, so I kind of haven't got around to pinching them. I will pinch them soon. This one is, I think, Colocha Sunset or Sunrise. Super beautiful foliage. We've got calendula, and those I have been cutting off the blooms, most of them, and drying them. We've got some tiny caladiums down there. This is pak choi This plant has been popping up, reseeding itself every year. Lavender. We've got some pirouette petunias that we started from seed, getting ready to bloom. More colas. And now we're up here with our Camellia balsam. And like I said, this plant got tall, and I feel like I knew the height on it, but I still planted it there anyway. And I'm not sure what was going on in that time period or why I did that, but I should have put it farther back, because you've got low stuff here, then you've got this super tall hedge of Camellia, and then it goes and drops and gets lower back there. So we definitely next year want to pay more attention to the height of plants, because I really wanted things to stagger up the hill in height. So the next row, we've got our first lavender, we've got chamomile, we've got another kind of celosia which got tall and should be farther back up the hill, and then we've got some dahlias down there, which I can no longer walk between the rows now because all the plants are up, but we've got some dahlia popping up. I grew those dahlia from seed, and I love doing this as opposed to starting with tubers. The dahlias don't typically get really tall, but they bloom in some really pretty, incredible colors. You kind of don't know exactly what colors you might get, because I've always gotten a mix of things, and I absolutely love that. The next row starts with Gomphrena, Caladium. I believe these are all Gomphrena as well. We've got some dahlias and snapdragons. Snapdragons are actually in the next 3 rows of plantings. I had started so many from seed, like way too many snapdragons, and I mean, they're beautiful, I love them, they're just not standing up for me, and they get blown over easy. Next year I definitely will go back to the zinnias for sure, but I'm not unhappy with the snapdragons. I just won't sow as many next year. This next row, we've got the Musa banana that we planted together. We've got some lavender here. There is also some yarrow right there getting ready to bloom. And then we have more snapdragons. We also have this poppy seed head right there that I'm looking forward to harvesting the seeds. You do that once they have dried all the way out. We're gonna start this row off with the black dragon colas here. It's gorgeous, look at that. Dark foliage with the outline in the bright green. I wanna say that's like a chartreuse type of very neon-y green. It is very bright. And then we've got this dahlia and this chamomile right next to it. This dahlia has been coming up in my garden every single year for the past 3 years. I actually need to get a stake for it, and I always forget that it comes back because I don't know how it does it, but it just does. And then we've got a Pinky Winky prime hydrangea. This is this plant's first year planted in ground, and it's blooming. It looks beautiful. We've got more snapdragons going down, and then we've got this vine right here that's kind of covering up a lot of things. I might get in there and move that around because I can't really see what's there, but I know that there are more coluses there, and it's kind of latched on to quite a bit of things. I like a wild garden, you know, so I don't mind if it's trailing and grabbing onto stuff, but for the purpose of doing this video, I can't really see what else is down there, but I know there's more coluses down there, there's more dahlias down there, there are more shrubs down there, down here, that are being blocked out by this. Right here we've got a pineapple surprise colus that is so beautiful. There is another dahlia up here growing, and it's just kind of encased into this pumpkin. And as I'm looking at the pumpkin stem, it looks like there might be an issue there. I'm worried about all my squashes this year because they have all gotten squash vine borers over the, like every single year I deal with squash vine borers. Usually I'll get like 1 to 2 fruits per plant before the borers really take over and destroy the plants. My drip irrigation's working. I'm so happy. So we've got a couple of colas here. I'll put the names on the screen because I don't exactly remember this one, but it's stunning. Look at that. It's almost like a army fatigue color pattern here. Beautiful. And then this one looks like a pineapple surprise. And then back there as well. And then this is a canna lily that we started together. I'll put the name on the screen. I don't remember exactly the name of it, but it's beautiful, and I hope it puts out a really nice size tuber that I can save this year. We've got another lavender going here, and it smells amazing. I didn't get to, which I still have time, but I want to start drying some lavender too. Just add that to the list of things to dry this year. There's another black dragon colus here, and this one does not have the outline like the other one did. Still incredibly beautiful, deep, rich colors, velvety. I don't know about you, but I love a velvety leaf. I love a soft leaf and a fuzzy leaf. Like those things make me so happy. We've got an artichoke here. And then we've got another artichoke down there, which I grew one ginormous artichoke plant last year. It never fruited for me, but it was beautiful and stunning. We've got some verbascum placed in there, and a couple of other little perennials that I kind of tucked in here from some of the plant hauls from this summer. But this back row, we've got Invincible Sublime from Prove It Winners. This is year 2 for these guys in the garden, and they look great despite the water issue that I had here. So let's head up to the back. For me, the view from the back is so much better than the view from the front. We've got an elderberry here. This is one of these stick in the box plants, and I planted it last fall just as a, I got to get this in the ground somewhere. I don't want to overwinter it. So I kind of stuck it in between these 2 hydrangeas, and it's really going to get way too big for this spot. So I'll eventually have to move it somewhere. I might move it down in that area. we'll see. I don't think I will move it this year, even though I probably should while it's still really young. I've got 2 small cannas here that I grew from seed. All of my cannas that are planted in ground, I do plan to dig up and bring inside. Also the cannas that I have in containers down there as well. They're gonna get dug up and brought inside. We've got some oak leaf hydrangeas here. I think there are, is it 1 plant or 2? Because he's kind of getting big and looking like 2 plants, but I think this is just 1 here. We've got a banana, blueberry, or blackberries actually. So down the hill we've got rhubarb. There's another hydrangea in there. We've got a Rebecca that's super tall right there. We've got some phlox. My phlox has struggled. They got transplanted this year, and then the water issue where, you know, they weren't getting watered properly, so they're very crispy, but they still are going to bloom for me, which I am so happy about. But you can see everything from this angle, and I love it because I can just look at my whole, almost the whole garden from here, and it's so gorgeous. I can see my coneflowers down the hill, right there, coneflowers. I see cleome. Let's go down there and look, because this bed right here is really beautiful as well. Here's the cleome. Such an interesting bloom on this plant. And you can see my phlox. The leaves look so bad. It might also be some kind of nutrient issue or lack of issue. And then my other phlox right behind it is also yellowing and browning, and that I feel like the main issue is probably water. And then if there is a nutrient issue, you know, I usually add back in like chicken manure, like compost it at the end of the year, and I'll just, once these are out, then I'll go ahead and take from there and spread it here, and then it'll have all season, like months, for it to continue to break down before I plant in it. But yeah, look at my beautiful coneflowers. I grew this from seed, and that is crazy to me that this tiny seed turned into this beautiful plant. We've got another rhubarb here. We've got another coneflower. This is a Proven Winners coneflower, and I'll need to grab the name for that. All the names that I can find, I will put them on the screen for you guys. I know I'm bad at doing that, but I need to get better. It's another hydrangea. This is probably Proven Winners as well. I've got a huge hosta here, and he's so burnt because of the heat and the lack of water, and I just feel so bad because he could just be so beautiful right now, but instead he's just crispy, so crispy. So this is the cut flower space. So this is the cut flower space. Look how beautiful. There's a lot to see. There's a lot more to see that we couldn't see because it's covered up by other stuff. But I was thinking next year of turning, see how I have this wood beam here, right there. I was thinking about turning this bottom half into a native plant, like or wildflower space. I feel like, I know it takes a long time to like build a prairie type wildflower native things space, but I want to try as much as I can here while we're here at this home. I want to experiment. I want to not be afraid to, like, just because I planted something, that I can't move it or change or do something else. I don't want to feel like, sometimes I feel like, okay, I planted that there, it has to stay there forever. You know, I don't want that. I want to feel free to move things around, pull things out that I don't like, give plants away, and like start fresh in an area. I tend to get like, because I don't want to kill any plants, and I don't want to, like, I don't know, it's a weird feeling where I am afraid to like remove and change stuff that I have done. But I'm growing past it. Every year I'm getting better and better at like letting go and like being okay with changing stuff around. Because I mean, I like the cut flower space because every year I can sow something different and plant it in here. And while this isn't my favorite cut flower space since I've started doing the cut flower garden, it is still beautiful. It still brings in pollinators. You know, everyone still loves to look at it. There's so much to see, even if it's not, you know, staggered properly, or, you know, the colors aren't coordinated, or, you know, the plants are just crazy. Like, your pollinators don't care. The birds don't care. They don't care what it looks like. They just want it there. They want the plants. They want the flowers. They want the options. And that's what I have to remember, is that it does not have to be perfect to be perfect for wildlife. But yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions about this cut flower space. If you have any suggestions about starting a prairie garden, you know, with natives and things. I want to focus more like a earth conscious focus, and planting Ohio natives more in my garden, and making them more of a priority than other plants. So, all right guys, let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.